Alright, let's get a move on then. And Pepperfry, backed by investors like Norwest Partners as well as Goldman Sachs and many more, they're in the spotlight, and my colleague Aishwarya Patil in conversation with them to talk about their overall fundraising rounds as well as the outlook on the sector as a whole and how the furniture startup is scaling up. Hear them out.
Many thanks for joining us. So first off, I just want to ask you, what are the interesting trends that you guys have sort of packed into this report, and what are the top 10 trends that you want to highlight from this report today?
Today, Pepperfry operates in 50 plus furniture categories and around 120 plus, home and decor categories. So the trends are very, very interesting. The third part of the entire report is also trivia. Very interesting trivias we have, talked about this time. For example, Hyderabad buys the maximum number of 8-seater dining tables. Of course, Hyderabadis are inviting a lot of their friends and family for biryani and doing large-scale parties. Mosquito nets, for example, are sold most in Mumbai. Similarly, drinking glasses, for example, whiskey glasses are sold 3x more than, the beer glasses. India is a whiskey consuming country, and we know that, the trend is quite apparent. Very interestingly, Gujarat, which is a dry state, actually buys the maximum number of bar furniture. I don't know where it is going, but those are some of the very interesting, trivias, trends, and velocity matrix that you will see in this report. Even when we were preparing this report, we were very excited. We had a lot of laughs. Even the way the report has come about, it is very interesting to go through and talk about.
And I saw the last report, the last page of the report, which said, "Do you also sell pepper?" And that was the most hilarious one. Yeah. But it's starting to improve now, the whole ecosystem. 1.5 to 2 years ago, it was challenging times for this ecosystem. Yeah. Talk about the housing sector now. It's booming at this point.
Absolutely.
What, to your mind, are the growth prospects for the ecosystem going forward?
Sure. No, like you said, I think last 1.5 years were quite muted, from discretionary spending standpoint. I think the two ends of the spectrum, which is really, entry-level cheap products and very luxury products, were, I think, kind of doing well. Everything in between was quite muted, right? We have seen some of that trend changing in December, January, this year. We believe that, in a few months, we will see a significant recovery, backed by the fact that there was a lot of upswing, in the real estate sector. There was a lot of buying that happened over the last 1.5 to 2 years, and I think all of those flats, apartments, etc., would start getting possessions, as you get into the coming year. As the school holidays happen and people move into the new houses, is when the furniture and home products will be bought significantly. And I expect that in the next 3 to 5 months, this turnaround is going to be happening in the category.
So when you say coming back, how was it during those challenging times? How was the growth rate back then, and how do you see that growing going forward in the next couple of years?
Yeah.
Where do you see the green shoots?
So two things. One is, our business is about organizing. If you look at the entire furniture and home category, 85% of the business continues to remain unorganized. It is run by small mom and pop stores or carpenters, and only balance 15% is organized. So I see this trend emerging really well. So I think more and more people are coming into the space, and they will organize it by selling, many more branded products, right? So therefore, as a marketplace, when I sell a lot of brands online, I see that business going up significantly, right? The other bit is around, like I said, people when they come out of this entire, I would say, pandemic of layoffs, etc., I think the buying would start happening again.
Right. If you talk about your market share of that organized space, how much does it stand at this point? And I believe it's been a little slow since there were, of course, other geopolitical tensions and economic impact and the slowdown effect, like you mentioned earlier. But having said that, Pepperfry started much earlier, but still the market share is in single digits, I believe. What if you look plans are in place to increase that?
If you look at the similar businesses, in the vertical, home and furniture space, I think we would be commanding upwards of 35-40% market share even today, right? We are the largest player in this business. We have distribution in 300 plus cities. We have our own presence through our stores in 180 through 180 stores in 110 cities. So we are largest by far. As a marketplace, we have this unique opportunity to showcase products across the spectrum of price points and designs and styles, right? And therefore, with this kind of variety and the presence that we have today, and the fact that we own our supply chain, I think we'll continue to command a very large market share in this business.
What's your next benchmark there?
See, my next benchmark is, from business standpoint, my next, benchmark is to turn profitable. We are a 10-year-old company, and I think that's my first goal. We'll continue expanding both from catalog standpoint and from the standpoint of expanding our, stores footprint. Over the next 9 months, I'm looking to open 50 more stores in Tier 1 and Tier 2 cities, so that growth will continue to happen. We are a technology business, so most of our investments going ahead would be in the augmented reality and the virtual reality space. We want customers to sit in their homes or visit a small mall, a small shop in a mall, and experience our products and check out by using Google Glasses. So that's an area that we are investing significantly on, which is the entire virtual reality space. So these are the growth drivers for the business going ahead.
If we had to talk about the offline-online mix, where are the most amount of orders coming from?
So today our offline business is around 55% of our overall business. Offline business is the one that comes, assisted through our stores, and online therefore is 45%. Our private label business is again around 45% of our overall business. Balanced business comes from the marketplace sellers.
You've also spoken of the franchise model. You want to put the power in the hands of the franchise owners going forward. What's the strategy exactly there?
In the last 1.5 years, we opened 150 franchisee partners. Right. The fact that Pepperfry is a home-known brand when it comes to home and furniture, opening a franchise is very easy. But we have been very choosy in terms of what kind of partners we want to work with, right? And therefore, it goes through an entire process of identifying the right partner. We interview them, we meet them, we call them to our office, we understand what is their investment strategy, what is the kind of outlook they are looking at in the business, what is their expertise in the home and furniture space, etc. And then the franchisee partners are finalized. And again, see, the beauty of our model is, when I say Pepperfry franchisee, we are not about franchisee for one brand. We are about franchisee for all the brands that sell on Pepperfry. So let's say a franchisee in Imphal today is able to sell products of 200 plus furniture brands in Imphal, right? So you can sell Hometown, At Home, Durian, Godrej, Nilkamal, etc. from one small shop in the city of Imphal, and then leave everything else, starting from the fulfillment of the product to delivery to customer support on Pepperfry. So as a franchisee partner, all you need to do is invest in the in the setup, get the right home consultants to help the customers, and then leave everything else on Pepperfry.
So the 180 plus store count has 150 franchises.
Yes, we have around 45 stores of our own, company operated, and the balance 140 are franchisee on franchisee owned.
And what is the capex required for each store setup?
See, it depends on city to city, but typically between 20 lakh rupees of capex to it can go up to 65 lakh rupees, depending on what kind of city or catchment that you're looking at doing.
Okay.
But we advise the franchisee partners, on the business model. We tell them what kind of property they should select, what are the key markets that they should go in, and therefore what kind of investments that they need to make in order to ensure that they are always successful when they are building business with Pepperfry.
So what is the break even that each of the stores have?
So typically between 16 to 18 months is when you fully break even and start making commissions.
At this point, considering the 180 plus mark that you have in terms of stores, what is the same store sales growth like? And we've heard reports of the IPO. If and when that happens and you plan to go public, what would be your benchmark for growth for all your stores?
Yeah, from same store sales standpoint, stores typically take between 15 to 18 months to reach their peak sales, right? Okay. And after that you can see between 15 to 25% of sales year over year sales growth, depending on the catchment that you're operating in. All of the bunch of our company and company operated stores put together, I think we would be growing between 15 to 20% from same store standpoint. Now on the IPO plans, our first milestone is to hit profitability. We are a decade-old business. I think it's the duty of my business and mine to ensure that we turn profitable really fast. We're not too far. As we hit that milestone, we'll start talking about IPO. From there on, IPO is of course one of the most highest chance of our exit. We believe that we are a company that is a multi-year bagger. We are not a J-curve business which increases 200-300% in a year. We are a business that grows 20% for 25 years in a row, right? And therefore I think public markets would reward us for how we have built our business and for the brand that we have built in India. But it's some time away, I would say.
Well, thank you very much,
so much
for giving us a rounded view of
thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.